What's up, Wave Riders? So this last weekend was Too Many Games, a convention out in eastern United States, near the East Coast somewhere. I have no idea because I didn't go. I think it's in Philadelphia. But I remembered that I still haven't put out my video of MoGameCon, which happened in St. Louis, Missouri back in September. So let's check out some stuff from that. So as I was going over all of my footage that I got from Missouri GameCon this last couple days, I realized I didn't really film a whole lot, and that's because when you're out having fun, it's hard to remember to turn on the camera and take a video of what's going on around you. One of the best parts of going to MoGameCon was that we got to stay in an Airbnb with a group of other YouTube creators. So we had Dude Nerd, Captain Algebra, Gaming Off the Grid, and RetroWolf88 and myself all in the same place. There's something about sharing a roof instead of just sharing a hotel that really brings people together. We were able to play music together, play video games together, and just have a great time getting to know each other better, as well as hanging out and doing what we love, and that's playing video games. With it being my first year at MoGameCon, I was able to take part in some cool traditions that everybody else had. The first one being 2 Plumbers the night before the convention. That I did get some footage of, so let's check it out. You may have noticed the annotation regarding World Series Baseball 99. Here's the story behind that. Robert and I were playing. We thought, hey, let's try it out because it has a really interesting control scheme where when you're the batter, there's actually a bat that you pull back and let go to swing the bat. And we thought that's a really cool mechanic for an arcade machine. So we put in our quarters, played the first inning or two before it asked for more quarters. And then it was such a fun game, we just kept going. And then all of a sudden we're at the 9th inning and it was 6-6. And at that point, there was like a little bit of a crowd around us. There was some heated trash talk going back and forth. It got intense. And suddenly at the end of the bottom of the 9th, tie game. And the game wouldn't let us go any further. There was no extra innings. There were spaces on the scoreboard for it, but it didn't allow it for it. And it's obviously still messing with me because it's been a month and I'm still fired up about it. So whoever made that game, do you even play baseball in real life? You even baseball, bro? Some other great memories I have from that night are beating Jurassic Park: The Lost World with Captain Algebra. Just playing that light gun game and wrecking some raptors was super fun. And then also Cap and I were able to play NBA Hang Time against Gaming Off the Grid, and we won. Now, granted, Wes's joystick was messed up, but we got through it.
That's what she said.
Well, after 2 Plumbers, we went back to the Airbnb and we started playing some music, started playing some games. We stayed up way too late and then we went to sleep. So the next morning was the convention, and that I also got some footage of. So, you know the drill. enjoyed hanging out at the convention, and enjoyed it so much that all of that footage that you saw, I probably filmed within the first 45 minutes of being there. And then I just kind of forgot to film the rest of the time because I was too busy hanging out with my friends, looking at video game stuff, and buying some things, which is the last part of the video. Anytime you go to an event and you can come home with something that's personal, then it's always a good event. And I got something cool from Retro Mikey 78. I got his MoGameCon specific dust sleeve made by Video Game Dust Sleeves. And then there had been talk that I would go to Midwest Gaming Classic this year. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it, but Mikey still hooked me up with one of his Midwest Gaming Classic sleeves. One of the main things that I was looking for was a copy of Pokemon Red on the original Game Boy. And I was able to find it at probably the second table that we were looking at. And it was also at a reasonable price, so I went ahead and picked that up. And this completes my original Game Boy collection of red, blue, and yellow. And relatively recently, I started collecting strategy guides. And so when we were walking around, I looked down in a box that said $5, and I saw the Halo 2 Complete Strategy Guide. Now, if you haven't had a chance to look through this before, this official guide, the art in here is really what you get it for. The maps are really straightforward in the game. Halo 2 is a fantastic story, and it's great multiplayer, but you don't really need a strategy guide. You get these for the art. And then as things go at the convention, you kind of walk around in a circle, looping through different tables, deciding if you want to get something now or kind of wait on it to see if the price will go down later on in the convention. And with MoGameCon only being a one-day con, you can really do that. Well, at the same table that I picked up Pokemon Red, there was a copy of a strategy guide for Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy Advance. And I saw this and I thought, man, that would be pretty cool to have. I don't have the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country yet, but I do like collecting my DKC strategy guides. Well, when I made the loop back with Captain Algebra to that table, there was Tom and Lacey picking this up. And Tom turned around and said, "Hey man, I just want to get you something." And he handed it to me. And I thought, that's so cool. Thank you so much. And so this is going to be one of the things that I never get rid of, because not only did I get it at my first gaming convention, but it's a gift from one of my good friends, Tom of Do You Nerd. So the story of how I got this is kind of interesting. So the vendor had a price of $15 on it, and I just felt $15 was a little bit high for a Quest 64 strategy guide. It's not a super pricey game in itself, so the strategy guide should kind of be relative. So I put it down and walked away, and we started talking with Dan Brosman of the Midwest Media Show. And at some point it came up that in high school and college I did ballet. And he said, "I'll pay you $10 if you do some ballet right now." And I don't know where the footage went for that, because I know that he filmed it and Do You Nerd filmed it, but it didn't show up in either one of their videos of MoGameCon, and I'm not too sad about that. But just know that I did a pirouette. It wasn't very pretty, but he gave me $10, and all of a sudden, this became a $5 strategy guide. So I immediately turned around, went back to that table, and grabbed the strategy guide before it disappeared. So unintentionally, I purchased most of my games from the original Xbox while I was at MoGameCon. The first one I picked up was X-Men Legends. If you've never played it, it's a 1 to 4 player isometric like dungeon crawler beat 'em up using the Marvel X-Men characters, which who doesn't want to be an X-Men? Like, it's a fantastic game. And then at the same table I picked up Kung Fu Chaos. And this game I really feel like needs to be on more hidden gems lists. I mean, maybe I'll just do a video myself about it because I like it that much. And as you've probably seen in other MoGameCon videos, Gaming Off the Grid had a vendor table there, and I wanted to support my friends, so I went over to see what I could pick up from their table. So I picked up 3 games from them. The first was Morrowind, which is a fantastic Elder Scrolls game. Oblivion is my favorite, but the music in Morrowind is top-notch, and the gameplay is okay. The story is good though, so that's what matters most. I also picked up Amped, which is a first-party snowboarding game for the original Xbox. It has great controls, pretty intuitive, they move really smooth, and the gameplay makes sense. It's a snowboarding game. And finally, from Gaming Off the Grid, I picked up Tony Hawk's Underground. This is the best Tony Hawk game. If you ever want to play one that's not the new remaster Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, pick up Tony Hawk Underground. This story-based skateboarding game kind of changes the rules for a lot of extreme sports games. And I think that they did the best of all extreme sports games. This is kind of the pinnacle of the series too. Well, as the day was coming to a close, I really wanted to pick up some stuff from my family back home. And at one table, they had these really great Funko Cuphead figures. And my daughters are big fans of Cuphead. So I picked up Cuphead, Mugman, and King Dice. Now they were on card when I picked them up, but I got them for my kids to play with. So we took them out immediately after getting home, and I opened them up and we played with them. Finally, it was the last hour of the con, and that's the time to go around and make deals. And there was two things that I saw on tables that I really wanted to pick up, and I just didn't really want to pay the price that they had on it. I got a complete unboxed copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the Nintendo 64. Very clean copy, no creases on the edges that are more than the original folds. It's just very, very nice, clean copy. And the last thing I picked up was a box and manual for Donkey Kong Country. So now I have a complete unboxed Donkey Kong Country 1 and Donkey Kong Country 2. If you have a box and manual for Donkey Kong Country 3 and you want to get rid of it, go ahead and give me a call. You've probably seen in other MoGameCon videos that I had the chance to be part of the game show they had going on at the con. And that was really fun because we got to do trivia as well as arcade games and just have a good time and a couple good laughs. But did you also know that I filmed the game show while I was there? Check out the first episode of Name That Game, where people name iconic songs or sounds from games. It's right there.